Taking better photos of wild snakes. Okay guys, Papa Pepper here. What I'm going to be doing today is just sharing with you some simple photography tricks for photographing wild animals. In this one, I'm going to be covering snakes because I spend a lot of time outdoors and I spend a lot of time with wild animals, and these days I spend a lot of time photographing them. So much like if you've ever seen the really cute photos of babies, and you got these cute little babies, they're in all these cute little positions, they're sleeping. See, there's a trick that they do to make that happen. Normally they give them a nice full belly full of breast milk, and they have them in a really warm room at the time. So therefore the environment is perfectly right for them just to have the sweetest, nicest little sleep and slumber, and then it makes for some really good photography as they set up the different environment, the different costumes, things like that. Now, if you ever tried photographing a snake in the wild, snakes in the wild pretty much run away. They slither, and they're normally a line like this somewhere in your photograph. That's kind of difficult, and that doesn't really give you the desired effect. So I'm going to take this pygmy rattler, and I'm just going to show you a simple tip for it. Now, I know that some people will actually use temperature to kind of control these creatures a bit because they're cold-blooded. Therefore, if you chill them, they're going to be a lot less active and they're not going to be slithering as much. But that can send the animals into shock. It can have some different issues because remember too, they hibernate when it gets cold. So you're really messing with their bodies at that point and just the different things that are programmed into them. So we're just going to show you a different simple trick for getting some better photographs of snakes. And of course, this one's venomous. Don't handle snakes like this. Just don't. You know, if you want to take some photographs of a non-venomous snake, you can use this trick or something like that. This is just what I had here at the moment. So right now you can see it's slithering. If I try to get any shots of it, they're not going to be too good. Pretty much any freeze frame is going to be about the best I can do. So what I want is a nice coiled shot of this snake. So I'm going to use something simple like this. And the cool thing about this is that a snake will coil up. Again, this one's venomous. But if I just put that over it and I let it sit there a moment, what's going to happen is the snake is going to get kind of comfortable where he's at. He's going to curl up and he's going to sit there underneath there and just kind of coil. This works a lot. It works with a lot of different snakes, but remember, the second you take it off, they're going to be very prone to taking off themselves too. So you pretty much got to be ready to go with the camera the second you lift that. So we'll give him a check now. It's only been, what, 20 seconds maybe? So you saw he was slithering before. Then I put this on him. So let's see. I'm going to set it up. I'll probably take a photo from this angle right now. Watch what happens when I pull this off. Oh, okay. See, he's coiled up. So I could get into position, take some like this. I could come around him a bit more, take some photos like this, and really have some pretty good success at photographing a wild animal. So by placing this container on top of him, it's pretty much like he's hiding. He's going to coil up and he's just kind of sit there and get comfortable. If it's a really hot day with a really active snake, this may not work as well. And then as well, when I remove this cover, I pretty much have to be ready to go with my camera because after a few moments, it may just take off. Again, if you're dealing with a venomous snake, you're going to want to be outside the strike zone. You're going to want to be a safe distance away. But this is a great way without really harming the animal, just a temporary detaining it, to put something over it and just let it kind of find its comfort zone in there as it just sits there in the dark in the little area. So it's just been a little bit of time. We're going to take this off and we're going to see what kind of shots we'd be able to get at this point and compare them to when it was just crawling across the ground. So I'm thinking this would be a good angle. So if I lift it, oh yeah, see, he's got his head tucked down right now, but you can see it's definitely there a lot better. You can hear that faint little buzz of the tail, and just by detaining him for a moment and using that trick, you know, he's completely comfortable kind of being still right now, where normally it would be running around. And depending on the lighting, the environment, you kind of figure out your angles depending on how how it positions itself. But you get some pretty good shots this way, so I'm going to take just a couple right now, see how they turn out. So here, just to get its head out too, I just made one little adjustment and kind of put a stick near it, and it adjusted right away. So it'll give me an opportunity to get a whole different angle, a whole different pose. But this thing is still just coiled up simply from putting this on top of it. So there you can see, just coiled up and waiting and sitting there. So I'm going to snap just a couple more photos, and we're going to see how it goes. As you can see, that's a beautiful pose, beautiful coil. This snake is pretty chill. He's definitely smelling, he's definitely rattling, but it really has provided me, you know, almost 5 minutes now of just free photography time with it sitting still and not really trying to run away at the moment. So very cool, and like I said, just a simple trick that works and makes it a little easier. So in a situation like this, some people may say, well, it's really not a snake in its natural environment. I mean, you messed with it, you detained it, you stopped it, you used a trick to keep it there, and I agree, I did do all that, but it's still out here in a place where it could naturally be found in a natural environment. And even like some of the reptile guides I've seen or things like that, you can actually look in the pictures that these people take, and they're, you know, they're naturalists, they're professional photographers, they're putting out this you know, pretty much world-class resources, and some of them you can actually tell were actually taken at zoos or at different nature centers or things like that, just because of some of the environment, some of the settings around it. But it's just a good way to get better photos of animals, specifically snakes. So this is a trick. Like I said, don't mess with things you're not comfortable messing with. If you don't have experience with something, leave it alone. But if you're the type of person who'll pick up a garter snake, maybe try taking a picture of a garter snake using this trick and see if it's a lot better than just one slithering across the ground somewhere in a photo. All right, Papa out.
As always, I'm Papa Pepper, and I'd like to remind you, don't post for free. If you'd like to be part of a revolution in social media, an economic power to the people where users can actually blog for cryptocurrency, then I'd recommend that you check out steemit.com and join the revolution. Papa out.